should probably put this down and actually like start talking. Hi, my name is Kate. I'm also known as Two Little Kits. Welcome to my FlossTube. I've got so much coming up in the next 2 weeks that this FlossTube's probably going to pale in comparison to next FlossTube. But I've got a couple of things that I can share and a couple of things that I can share that'll be overlaid, like digital stuff. And I've done some streaming, so that's pretty cool. But anyway, let's get started. So I want to first talk about streaming. If you probably will have noticed because you're watching this on YouTube, I assume. I streamed the last 2 weeks. I finally was in the right headspace, I guess is the best way to put it, and sat down on Thursday evenings and actually did some streaming. I want to do some stitching streams again, but long story short that I will touch on now but talk about later is I want to change my desk. It is, as you may have seen if you're not brand new to watching my stuff right now, I have a very black desk and I really don't like it. It sucks in color and light and hope and joy, and as a 20-something me, I really liked black desks. I don't know why. I can't really explain why, but I always picked out the black color of a desk. And when we moved to America and I needed to get a new desk, all I really wanted with a desk was an L-shaped one, which this one is. It's not like fully the same length on each side, but this one's like stops here and then it stops over here basically. So I've got that little bit of a curve, and I feel like when it comes to a desk, you get a lot more use out of your desk when it is an L shape and it's curved. It's not like an angle. But anyway, so I did say this was a long story cut short, but I'm not shortening it very well. Basically, I got this, and this is like some kind of contact paper. I can't remember what it was called exactly. Wood contact paper is what the sticker says. And it is faux wood design, as you can see. And I just need to find the energy and motivation to clear my entire desk, wipe it down very thoroughly so there's no dust, no dirt and all of that, and put this contact paper on, because then I will start the whole crux of this. Then I will start streaming and recording videos and all of that cool stuff at my desk again. Anyway, it has been nice to do some design work though. I have talked in the past about why I stream. I don't stream to try and increase viewers or anything like that. I use streaming as a form of body doubling. If you haven't heard of it, I suggest you have a look into it. You just Google body doubling, it'll come up with helpful information for you there. But basically, I've got ADHD, and if I have the knowledge that someone is either present or could be watching what I'm doing, I am a lot more productive. So yeah, I use streaming as a form of body doubling, and if anyone jumps on and wants to chat to me, that's great. It does distract me, but you know, you gotta take your wins where you can get them, I guess. And yeah, the last 2 streams I haven't had anyone chatting, but I know that people have been watching because I've had a couple of like direct messages from people saying, hey, I'm watching. I don't want to log in though, like you have to create an account to watch it. I don't want to log in, but I wanted to give you like a quick feedback or my thoughts on what you're doing, because I often say like, what do you think, to the void when I'm streaming. So yeah, that's great. I am still considering changing the day that I do streaming though, because Thursdays are pretty tough physically for me, because I do martial arts classes on Thursday, and by the evening I'm just kind of like, oh. So I was considering moving it, like sort of, I guess first of all, testing again to see if I want to continue doing streaming, and right now it is a very likely yes for the reasons that I've mentioned. But I am considering moving it to a Wednesday, or maybe, no, it can't be Monday. Why did I think Monday? Probably a Wednesday or maybe a Friday. I don't know about Friday though. Yeah, not sure about Fridays. But Wednesday is like the very likely change that will happen there. The other thing regarding streaming is I did a story on Instagram asking if people would be interested in me streaming once a week during the day, like my day hours, like when my kids are at school, streaming on Instagram though. So you wouldn't be able to see me unless I can figure out like some way of connecting it up to the computer. I almost was there when I was trying to figure out the double streaming thing. So I might have a look into it again, because being able to see like me, tiny version of me, and then like almost like a 4x5 kind of shot of what I'm working on would be great, because seeing I know for a fact that seeing the person that is streaming, like their face, can help engagement a little bit. Anyway, yeah, sometime during the day, kind of like I'm thinking maybe like 11 o'clock sometime, probably on a Monday. That's probably where I was thinking of the Monday, potentially a different day, just not the day that I'm going to stream in the evening. So it wouldn't be Wednesday, and right now it wouldn't be Thursday. See what happens. I am thinking that would be Monday though, and it wouldn't be starting this Monday because it's a public holiday and I need to be present for my kids, and well, I mean my husband's here too, but this this Monday's not great, and the following Monday is even worse. So if Mondays would happen, I would still have time to kind of think about it, is the crux of that. So moving on, now that I've discussed streaming, because it has been something that I've kind of been inadvertently keeping quiet, but yeah, moving on. I just noticed out of the corner of my eye, I've got something stuck to my face. It fell. I don't know where it went, but I got it. I kept seeing it. Hopefully you guys could see it and you were like, what is that? Moving on. I'm making everything rock. I'm sorry. What should I talk about next? I have finished pieces. Oh my gosh. First of all, I'm going to roll a video of the first piece that you would have seen ages ago. Like, oh my gosh. I'm thinking of how long ago I would have, like what FlossTube roughly. I'm gonna turn my screen back on. It was being a nice light source for me. My apologies. I'm gonna look it up actually, because I do kind of want to figure it out. It would have been like FlossTube number 25. Like, it's a long time ago. This is number 31 now. But anyway, this piece was a gift that I made. It's a gift for my daughter's teacher, her kindergarten teacher, and I had all these grand plans of getting it done and getting it hooped and photographed and videoed and blah, 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 packing it in her bag on the last day of school to give to her teacher, because her teacher was on maternity leave but was coming in for the last day of school just to sort of like say congratulations to all of her students and wish them, a good summer or whatever. She was coming in on the last day basically. And my daughter was sick on the last day. She had conjunctivitis, so she didn't actually go in, and I was just like, oh, well, it's a sign, So I didn't finish it off. I didn't rush it, and kind of glad I didn't, because I got really nice fabric over the summer that worked perfectly for it, which I, of course, forgot to take a photo of. No, I didn't forget to take a photo of the whole thing. I will run a picture of what it looked like, because it was like perfect, and I got to use my little tag things. Anyway, so I finished that finally, and I took it in this week and I dropped it off at the reception. I'm just like, I gotta get this piece out or I'm just gonna continue forgetting about it. And she had left early for the day, so I was just like, take it, And I saw her the next day and she was very thankful, and I got to give her a hug and say, thank you so much for being my daughter's first teacher and all of that kind of stuff. So she loved it and it's done. Whenever I hang on to a finished piece that's not finished, I always get so nervous. Like I've got I've got a couple of, actually it's my own Stitch People family portraits for 3 years that are so close to being finished. They're getting put back on the back burner constantly. And they're making me so nervous. Anyway, the other finished thing that I have, which is not finished, is this. This is my copy of Store-Bought. So I always wanted to do this as pink flowers. And if you recall, gosh, when did I finish these? I'm gonna look it up again. I finished these around FlossTube number 22. So it was like early May kind of time, or late April, early May. The 2 that I finished were for my customer who, long story short, wanted this kind of saying with the molecule symbol as a finished piece. And so I designed one, but she wanted it to be blue flowers. So I had already started designing this piece and I was like, oh yeah, I've got this and this is where it's at. And yeah, she loved it. So I finished the design, showed it to her, and she's like, oh my gosh, I need 2, one to give to her friend and one to keep for herself. But she wanted the other one to be purple. And yeah, so like I said, I always wanted this to be pink because I always like doing pink flowers, apparently. So my version of it is complete. I will be hooping this over the next 2 weeks, and I'll just have to find somewhere to hang it up. But yay, that's done. So yeah, I finished 2 pieces. It's been so long since I've had a finished piece. Doesn't mean I have stopped making new works in progress. No, oh my gosh, I've got a 3rd finished piece. Where did I put it? Hang on, it's here. As you will have seen, I completed a pattern. This is my new pattern called Rickroll. I wanted to make sure that I stitched this piece and not my test stitches. No offense, test stitches, but I am so glad that I was the one that did this because I made this 3 times and it was all my fault. It was not the QR code. It was not even how I was stitching it. I was just doing dumb shit constantly with the QR code and the short URL that is attached to it, or the long URL that was attached to it, and oh my god. But it works now. I am so happy. And the funny thing is, I mentioned this on my stories, my Instagram stories, that the reel I made for this pattern, I used my husband's phone. I used my phone to record the video, like the real video, and then I used my husband's phone in the video scanning this to show what would happen when you scan it and click the link. And so if you don't know, because this is called Rickroll, I assume it makes obvious sense when you see the pattern name. But basically this QR code goes to the Spotify listing of Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley. And he loaded up his phone a couple of hours ago and he's like, why is this playing on my Spotify? And so I like inadvertently rickrolled him because he actually never knew where this had gone. I'd forgotten to tell him what this pattern was about. So that was pretty cool, I thought. But yeah, so this is a free pattern on my website. You can get it right now, and you can also get the font that this is being used with. It's called Nancy. It is also free on my website. So if you are feeling crafty or creative enough, you can write your own title that better suits your own humor or your own lifestyle. I just thought it was a clever way to make it obvious that it was going to go to Spotify. You could potentially see what's about to happen when Spotify loads up once you've tapped the link. But anyway, so you could change it. The other design idea I had when it was a bigger QR code was Our First Dance. So yeah, you can get Nancy, you can the font Nancy, you can get the pattern Rickroll, and you can create your own version, but it's all free, so go get it. And if you do make it, please tag me and like maybe try and record someone getting rickrolled, because that would make my heart laugh. Anyway, so I have 3 finishes. Yeah. From there, let's move on to works in progress. I, again, am only going to touch on things that I have actually worked on this past fortnight. So where should I start? I will start with the big one. This is the one that I've been working on the most in the last fortnight. This is the Haunted Library Stitch Along. So this is where I'm at. I'm just going to peek to see if you can see the whole thing. So the Haunted Library prologue, which was the stairs and the cat and some books and some candles and a couple of skulls. That's all that, which I still haven't finished, but that is because the first 2 chapters have been released. The first chapter was not this past Friday, because I'm recording this on Saturday. Hang on one sec. The 26th, that's when that one was released. And so chapter 2 was released yesterday on the 2nd of September. And so I need like a third hand. So this is the librarian. This was chapter 1 that was released. And oh my gosh, the shading on this woman's dress. How great is that? It looks amazing. I haven't finished it, obviously. And chapter 2, I barely started because it only came out last night. And I am still trying to finish the staircase first. But chapter 2 is here. You can see these black dots that are new. And this little face is going to be a little skelly man, and it actually makes sense now. These little drips that are here, which I thought were going to be candle drips, are actually the skeleton's legs. But it's the what's it called? I'm going to look it up, hang on, because it's going to bug me if I don't look it up, basically. Chapter 2. So the first one was called The Dead Librarian. So I was close. I was just calling it The Librarian. And chapter 2 is Buried in a Book. So basically the story behind the little, like, tiny story that she wrote about the next chapter is he was reading a book for so long he didn't realize he had died, which I thought was funny. So that's where I'm at. I am loving this. I did more of this little ghosty cat. How cute is that ghost cat? I love the ghost cat. But I'm working on the staircase, the dark brown in the staircase, and you can see it's like coming along really well. It's filling out the stairs very nicely. Once that side's done, it'll be super duper awesome. And you can probably see that I finally remembered to trim all the little tails off the candles, but then I've got all these little tails for my confetti stitches up here that I need to trim. But that's okay, I'll get around to them. So yeah, I'm very much enjoying this. Oh look, I found another little tail that's happening just there. Anyway, I still am planning on doing some kind of explanation, probably a reel, because who can get away from reels if you're on Instagram right now? I need to get back into TikTok too. But anyway, what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Anyway, but there's more to talk about that, but later. So the next work in progress I have is a commission. This is a new wedding piece that I have to work on. I really should be stopping working on my stitch along and working on this piece for the rest of this weekend. This one has a big church outline that's going to be here, and then some florals here and a little bit here. So it's like the spire of the church comes down and then the building comes out. And this woman's dress is going to be pretty detailed. I got special floss or thread, sewing thread actually, to do that, to try it with. So I'm going to be using this because it's super fine and I think it will pop a little bit better as well, like you'll see it a bit better. So, and if it doesn't work, I'll just cut it out and I'll try it again. So that should be interesting. I'm just doing, as I always do, all the cross stitching first, and then I will do the back stitching, which will be the church and the details on the people and then their hair, and then I'll do the flowers. So, but that one needs to get done before next FlossTube, basically. What else have I been working on? Apart from the finished pieces, I was working on those. The other work in progress I have is my animal house. There's not a lot been done on this piece. I'm working through the like inner lines of these pillars. This is the last one I'm doing. I don't really think I've done much else, to be honest. I know I was working on a different green last time, but I've done a little bit of this, just kind of when I've sat down and I just want to quickly grab something, or because this one's been sitting on my desk out of its bag for me to just pick up and do like just a couple of stitches every now and then, because I finally got into the frame of mind that it's okay to just do a couple of stitches and then go on to do some housework or something, because even just a couple of stitches is a couple of stitches I don't have to do later on. It's all progress, basically. And the other times I've picked it up is when I've sort of wanted to work on something that's on 18 count. So yeah, that's my works in progress. As I've said, I've got many other works in progress. I've got 2 of these bags have works in progress in them, and I've got 2 more that are there that I can see, and I know that there's at least 2 others that are really old works in progress that will eventually get done. But yeah, I want to move on to digital works in progress. Asterisk, it's hard to know how long to talk about them without having something physical to show you. So I will do my best, because obviously I have to do that in editing. So the streaming that I did, so not last Thursday, the one before, I finished one pattern that will be a Christmas gift for me to gift, which I've been thinking about doing it earlier than Christmas, mostly because I want to do it earlier than Christmas, but I think it would be much more well received, even like early December. Doesn't have to be really close to Christmas. And I also started a new pattern design, which is another sort of paragraph or a quote, I should say. Not really a quote, but just a thing, a sentence. I don't even know, words are hard, and some decorations. And I haven't touched that since the stream, because I was kind of feeling a little bit stuck with it, but that will happen. That one will be called Craft Store, so that one will happen, and it will be ideally stitched on a dark fabric color, which I've been looking for a charcoal, because I really prefer charcoal over black, but I'm having no luck. Anyway, and this past Thursday I was working on Minecraft patterns, because oh my gosh, everybody is loving my Minecraft patterns that I did years ago. So and also my kids are obsessed with Minecraft right now, so that it's just on my brain. And I've also seen how much stuff has been introduced into the game since I played, which was years ago, and a lot of it is super cute. But anyway, so I've done these Minecraft patterns. 2 of them are basically done, the 2 friendly patterns. Those ones I'm still figuring out whether I want to stitch them so that I can have them and gift them to my kids, or get my test stitchers to do them and just like explain to them that I really need their feedback on the colors that I've picked, because there's so many colors, and I'm sure you can see why. And yeah, I'm also working, I didn't finish, so I'm working through the bag guys, and my plan is to split them up, like design them all and then split them up into 2 patterns that work well with the number of colors that will be there, as well as just looking aesthetically pleasing as patterns. So yeah, that's exciting. I haven't touched on any fonts or anything like that, and I have been sketching a little bit for embroidery patterns, so that's also pretty cool. Moving on to things that I have received or purchased in the past week, which this is one thing, but it's not really stitchy related, but it's sort of related. I placed an order and I made a reel about it, and she was very thankful for the reel. But I made a new order of project pouches. Oh my gosh, if you don't know, sorry, if you haven't gotten any of these project pouches from Sara, then you're missing out because they're the best. So I got this one, which is the same size as the project pouch I've been doing my Pretty Little LA in, and I keep having the need for another big pouch, and I can't remember what the need is, but I got this because the fabric was just perfect. It's got a bit of fluff on it. But yeah, so I got some stalk scissors. Oh my gosh, it even has unicorn scissors on it. I didn't even notice. And come back. And the dots are all little button designs. So there's that one. There's this one because, of course, I saw that she had this Minecraft fabric, and I was like, well, yeah, my life is Minecraft at the moment with my kids. That's all they want to do. We offered to go to the playground, and they both said no because they wanted to either play Minecraft or watch Minecraft on YouTube. So I got that. Plus they're super cute. Look at the little Enderman. Look at him. He's got like no body. It's so cute. Anyway, you will have seen the Rose Apothecary t-shirt that I have. So you probably understand that I'm a big fan of Schitt's Creek. So when I saw that she had this fabric, which I assume is starting to run out for her because she picked a really nice, I really like the look of what she's done. But yeah, there's, she must be running out, but that's okay because I got some, so I'm happy. And a perfect little black tassel with it. Plus, oh no, it's not that one. Which one is, it must be the Minecraft one. Yeah, it's grey on the inside. I now know, and I really honestly shouldn't get any more, but I now know that if I order any more pouches, I'm gonna ask for a non-white lining because that is pretty, anyway. So yeah, I got Rose Apothecary, which is cute. And then so backstory, one of the orders I did, she told me that she made a bunch of little pouches as like freebie pouches to put into orders. And at the time I had ordered these two, which are both Star Wars themed. So she put in this little tiny Star Wars one. And this has been so useful for either holding thread in a little project, like, you know, half a dozen bobbins of thread, or using it to hold snips of thread that I want to then put into my ort jar, or just bits and pieces like some needles or a needle minder or a tiny pair of scissors, or, you know, just anything. And so I asked her if she was able to do something like this again, and I saw she had these key fob sizes which had like a wristband that would attach to it, and the idea was you would use it day to day for day-to-day stuff. And she said no, but she was more than happy to do the price cheaper without the wrist thing and in a smaller size, and it would just be a custom order basically. So I got these two, and how cute are they? Yay! They're a little bit longer. Sorry, there's a hair. They're a tiny bit, like, they're a different shape, so you can see, like, if I line it up. So they're a little bit wider, but a little bit shorter as well. But they're still perfect. Like, I don't mind that they're a tiny bit different. They're so cute. So I got Hedwig, and yeah, the little floral patterns that I got a similar one. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I intended to one time. Oh no, it's under there. I've got a similar fabric to this. It's blue though, instead of black. and that holds my very neglected swatch project. But yeah, so that's that. So now that I've talked about that for like 20 minutes, the other thing that I also got was I went back to that amazing craft store, which I also sneakily took some videos of to turn into a reel, potentially. And I got stuff, hang on. I got another one of these, but in a different container, and I accidentally left it in the car. So you just have to pretend that that's that. So it's thread conditioner. I got green that I was missing. I was thinking about on the way home. I think I may actually have this, but I was looking through my list of threads that I own, and it was marked off that I didn't have it, but I think I recently-ish got it. Anyway, so I got this, and if I have it, then that's okay. I've got a spare one. I got these, which, callback, is what I'm using for my Haunted Library stitch along, because I ages ago when my mum was here, I went and bought one of all of the colors that I needed for the project, and I just had them all loose in the bag, and they were just getting tangled and all messed up, and it was just frustrating as hell. So I didn't want to wind them all on bobbins, because once I finished the project, my plan is to put them onto existing bobbins of what's left. So yeah, I got these little floss away bags, and I got a couple more spare ones. I've written all the numbers on them, all the ones that have their little sleeve things still. I haven't gotten to yet, or I've only just used. But yeah, it's not how I really like to store my flosses, but for this project it's working, so that's good. So I got that, and I got this fabric because I'm running out of sort of more grey kind of fabrics, because I like to do my wedding stitch people portraits on grey. So this is kind of like, I don't think it's coming up very well on the screen. It's sort of a very sea foam kind of green colour, but it's very nice. And yeah, I got a big cut of it. It's like 18 by 17, so I'll be able to fit, ideally, 4 regular size projects on it. So that'll be good. And I got my first box. My first box of DMC. I'll let you have a guess of what color. I'll tell you in 3, 2, 1. Of course, I got black. So that's 12 same dye lot flosses. Of course, the evening I got home from going to this craft store, I found 2 black skeins of floss that I didn't know I had. The reason I got this was because I was very low on black. So, thanks universe. It's exactly what I want. I also got a hoop, a very, very nice beechwood hoop to use for this piece when it's finished, so that it'll be framed in this hoop. That's exciting. That's kind of going to be it regarding buying stuff for quite a while, basically. Oh, she even wrote out the thing on there. It's called Graceful Grey. I'm going to put that back in there because it'll keep it nice and clean. Anyway, quickly on to stuff that is happening and has happened. My kids went back to school. Yeah! They had their first week this past week. They went back on Tuesday. They're both so excited to go back, especially my youngest. She's a big first grader now, she keeps telling us. My oldest is loving school, but having a bit of trouble with the routine change, which always happens. So, you know, we're not concerned or anything like that. It's so nice to have them back at school. They really, really missed it, and I really missed them being at school. I probably wasted my hours that they were at school, but I'm kind of giving myself grace for that and just accepting that I needed to be able to waste time, because I had the freedom to do that. So that's a thing. But this upcoming week, sorry, I shouldn't use my screen as a light box, but I am. So my upcoming week is a fortnight, sorry, is going to be crazy, and I'm bringing up my calendar because I feel the need to. I have a stripe test at martial arts. I have a belt test at martial arts after that. The girls have school. They have a long weekend this weekend, though, of course. I really don't understand why they start school before the long weekend, but whatever. I am seeing a cardiologist. I saw a chiropractor and I have to go back because I've messed my back up. I'm having the surgical consult for my foot because I have the surgery the next Monday after this coming Monday, so on the 12th. The kid's going to school, obviously. I think I already said that. I got a dermatology appointment because got to take care of your skin, everybody. And my daughter starts ballet next Saturday, well, this coming Saturday. And that's just this coming week. Oh, except the surgery. The surgery is on the 12th. So yeah, I'm planning on doing absolutely nothing on that Monday once the surgery's done. I am just going to come home, get some stitching, plonk on the couch, have painkillers and water, and survive, pretty much. My husband will be taking our kids to and from school and to and from martial arts. I actually think they have their belt test that day, so I'm gonna miss that. That sucks. Yeah. I also have more vaccination stuff that I gotta get done later in that week. Yay. So that sucks. But yeah, it's gonna be a crazy week. Fortnight. I keep saying week. I don't really know what else to talk about, to be honest. Yeah. Taking each day as they come and trying to stitch as much as I can. So that's pretty much what's been happening. I should probably leave it at that because that's a lot to edit and a lot to watch. So let me know in the comments what you think about the patterns that I've been working on, what you think of the pieces that I've been working on. Tell me if you're doing the stitch along, the Haunted Library stitch along. That would be awesome. I know of one person that's doing it as well, who's one of my test stitchers. and as I said, let me know if you do download and stitch the Rickroll pattern, because I'd love to know how it goes and if you're able to trick anybody into scanning it. I think that would be funny. So thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and share with all of your stitchy friends. I really appreciate you being here, and I will see you all next time. Bye.